Okay. So for number 12, it's asking for the location of A. Now, location of A means what is its X and Y value? Remember, X always comes first. X is always left or right. Y is always up or down. So if we go to our graph and we find A, and from our origin we go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So negative 5, positive 10. That's our location. Negative 5, positive 10. That's our location of A. Okay, what is the length of BC? So for BC, we have to first identify point B, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, negative 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 8, 4. And we also need to identify point C, which is 1, 2, 3, 3. And then we're going down, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, negative 6. Now to find the length, that's going to be the distance between 2 points. So we're going to use the distance formula. Distance equals the square root of the change in x squared. Remember, change just means subtract. Plus the change in y squared. Change just means subtract. So I'm going to take my x's, which is negative 8 and 3, and I'm going to do negative 8 minus 3 squared plus, and then my y's, 4 and negative 6. 4 minus negative 6 squared. And then I'm going to do that math. So I didn't have a calculator. I had to run and grab one. So if we plug this in, if we do the square root, parenthesis, negative 8 minus 3, close parenthesis squared, plus, parenthesis, 4 minus negative 6 squared, we're going to get approximately 14.9. So this answer is approximately 14.9. Okay, so number 14 asks for the midpoint. Now remember, midpoint and distance are not the same thing. So finding the midpoint between 2 points means that you're going to add together your x's and divide by 2 to get the x value of the midpoint. And then you're going to add together your y's and divide by 2 to get the y value of your midpoint. And remember, this is a point. That means it comes in parentheses and has a comma between the two values. So now we already know the value for the address. Hey, y'all are too loud. Hey, y'all are too loud. We already know C because we found it a minute ago. C was 3, negative 6. That's a positive 3, not a negative 3. And then A, this was C. A, we found the very first problem was negative 5 tenths. We don't have to go back and look at those. We already found them once. There's no need in reinventing the wheel if we already know what they are. All right, so to find this midpoint, we're going to add negative 5 plus 3 and divide by 2. And that's going to get our x value. And then we're going to add 10 plus negative 6 and divide by 2. And that's going to get our y value. So this is a point. We just have to do the math now. So negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2 divided by 2. 10 plus negative 6 is 4 divided by 2. For a final answer of negative 1, 2. And that's our answer. Number 15 says, what is the length of BD? Now remember, we already found B's address. We know that B is at point -8, 4. Now we need to find the address for D. D is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So D is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8, 10. So to find the length of this, length just means the distance between the 2 points. We're going to use that distance formula again. Remember, distance is change in x squared plus change in y squared. And change just means subtract. That just means we're subtracting 2 x values. So doesn't matter what order or which one we pick to go first. We're just going to take our 2 x values and subtract them. So -8 minus 8. -8 minus 8. Then we're going to take our 2 y values and subtract them. So 4 minus 10. 4 minus 10. Okay, and then I'm just going to plug this in the calculator and let the calculator do the hard work for me. So to let the calculator do the hard work for me, I'm going to type in, I don't know what I hit there. I'm going to type in second x squared to get the square root symbol. -8 minus 8 squared, so parenthesis, -8 minus 8 squared, plus, open parenthesis, 4 minus 10 squared. 4 minus 10 squared. Hit enter, and I get approximately 17.1. This 0 rounds to a 1 because that's an 8. So approximately 17.1. And that's our answer. Okay, number 16. What is the midpoint of CD? Now, we've already done C. We know that C's address is 3, -6. And we know that D's address is 8, 10. We already found those. We don't have to go back and re-find them. Now, remember, midpoint is add your x's together, divide by 2. Add your y's together, divide by 2. And it's a point, so it's in parentheses. It has a comma. So if we add our x's together, 3 plus 8 divided by 2, add our y's together, 6 plus 10 divided by 2, it's this point, right? So 3 plus 8, 8, 9, 10, 11 divided by 2. 6 plus 10 is 16 divided by 2. So 11 divided by 2 is 5.5, or 5 1/2. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So that's our midpoint. Okay, now number 17 is a little bit tougher. So number 17 says if C is the midpoint. So we're talking about C being the midpoint. And remember, C's address was 3, 6. So C is the midpoint of AX. What is the location of X? Now we already know A. A is, I have to look back, -5, 10, right? And we want to know what is X so that it's the other endpoint. Now there's more than one way to do this. Easiest way when you have basic numbers like this is look for, how do I go from -5 to 3? What math do I do to get from -5 to 3? So to get from -5 to 3, right, if you're on a number line and you're at -5 and you want to get all the way to 3, you would move over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? You move over 8. So you're adding 8 right there. So right here, we're going to add 8 to 3 to get our next point. So 8, 9, 10, 11. This would be 11. What do we do from 10 to get to 6? Well, that's subtracting 4. So we would subtract 4 right here. 6 minus 4 is 2. So our new point, X, equals 11, 2. Well, it doesn't really equal it, but X is 11, 2. Okay?